Okay, as promised, I'm going to show you how I knit right to left and left to right in stranded color work. The reason I call it stranded color work is it's a generic of a combination of all. You know, sometimes I use 3 colors and that doesn't fit into the fair isle. Sometimes my floats are too long for the fair isle. So if you'll just Google the particulars of what makes it fair isle, then you'll understand why I just call most of everything I do stranded color work. It's just a generic. So what I've done is I've taken some large needles and cast on 20 stitches in this red. And I'm going to start out by knitting. Whoop. It's been a long time since I've used these needles and they're a little stiff. See, everybody does these things. It's not just you. It's me too. And I'm going to knit 5. And the reason I picked 5 is because it's easier to show you how to catch the floats for me. And that gives you more opportunities to catch the float. That's 4, 5. Okay. There's the 5. Now we're going to add in the gold, which is running all over the place here. And for those of you that are just starting out, you just simply lay the, hold your gold down like you would, like if it was coming off the ball of yarn here, and knit your 1. And when I'm doing color work, for me, I use my background color in my right hand and my motif or design color in my left. Now, you can do this anyway. You can do it 2 colors in your right hand, 2 colors in your left hand, but I prefer to alternate, have 1 in each hand, that way my ends don't get all tangled up. Okay, now this is just to show you how I normally do it. So I wrap my red from the bottom over the needle, and then I take the gold and go over the needle from left to right, and then I unwrap my red and then knit, and that catches it. See how the yarn is caught under that stitch? Okay, we'll do that again. Then I knit 1, and then this is going to be big and sort of weird looking because the needles are so big, but I wanted you to be able to see what I was doing. So I wrap it from the bottom over, top over, and then I unwrap my red, and then we'll do the last gold. Okay, now you're going to do 5 more red, and you have to catch those as well. So I catch them every other stitch, like on the 2 and 4 stitches, the 2 and the 4 stitches on this round, and then on the next round I catch them only on the middle stitch. That way you're not catching your floats in the same spot, and it'll leave a more even surface of the area you're knitting. Okay, so that's 1. So we're going to catch the next one. So I come from the right to the left, this time with the gold. The red comes under and over, and then unwrap your gold. I don't know if you can see that or not. Let's do the 3rd. Trying to get this where you can see what I'm doing really well. Okay. Whoops. I made a boo-boo. I knitted that with the wrong color right off from the start. Okay, now, that was just a plain knit stitch. It wasn't anything really important. Okay, so you're going to wrap your, can you see that? Can you see that? gold goes over this way, red goes opposite, and then unwrap the gold and you have your red stitch. And this is just the basic knitting. So that's your 5th red one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right. And then we'll get 5 gold, and then we're going to go backwards. I've got the blinds pulled. Is it just too much light? Is that better? Okay, let's try that. Okay, we're going to go 1 gold, wrap the red, and the gold, and then you unwrap your red and knit through. Okay. I know this is a little redundant for those of you that already know how to do this, but since I was here, I thought I would just go ahead and do a little quick refresher because we're almost done and it's only 20 stitches. Wrap your red, your gold, and then back and pull your gold through. And that's your last gold stitch. Alright. So, sorry for those that had to sit through that already knew what we were doing, that already been practicing. So, here we go with the, I really want that to be maybe there more. I'm trying to move this around so you can see, because every time I look up it seems like I've lost some of the Let me change the blinds. I don't know if that's any better. We shall see. Okay, let's try this again. Everybody. Okay. Now, when you're knitting with your left hand and going in the opposite direction, we're going to knit the first stitch. And I always have to sort of think about this because sometimes I do this wrong. If you go from the top to the bottom, that orients your stitch correctly. See, that way you still have your, when the stitch is laying, it still has the right leg is in the front. Okay, so we're going to do that again. Do the back loop. Let's see, where are we? Can you see this back loop? This way. Focus. Okay, and you wrap this from the top to the bottom and pull that stitch over. And that's got your leg and your stitch oriented correctly. Okay, this one we're going to wrap. So what you will do is, I have to get a better camera, guys. What you do is you bring your red over the top, your gold goes in the same direction, and you undo the red and take the stitch off. So see, your stitches are laying in the right direction, and the reason I do this that way is because if you're learning to do, I know this looks awkward, and I'm much better on smaller needles and more flexible needles. I don't want to call these bad because they are not bad. They all suit their purpose. And these were great little beginner needles for the kids, and it was the biggest ones I had available. Okay. Okay. So when you're coming back across from left to right, then you're only catching the one float for the actual middle stitch right there. That way your float orientation is offset every time. It's sort of in a zigzag. And the reason I do the one float only on the way back is because I've knitted fair out in the round, or stranded color work in the round, more than I have knitted it backwards, and it feels more natural, and I have better speed that way. So this is a little more work for me as well. Okay, so now we're going to do the red, and it's up over the top, just like we did with the other one. Do the back, and up over the top, and pull that stitch off. You're doing just the same as you do when you're doing right-handed needle, and this is a way a left-handed person knits, and it's not odd or awkward or weird. It's just their hands move in a little different direction than ours. Boy, dry skin is terrible this year. Everybody's talking about it. Okay, now for the gold wrap, you're going over, the red goes over, the gold comes off. Let's see. Oh, I messed that up. Oh, let's try that again, guys. Okay. Put our stitch back on here. Alright, we're going to catch the red, and we're going to catch the gold, and we're knitting the red. Okay. So, the red goes from the bottom up, the gold goes over, and the red. See, I told you, I have trouble with this a little bit. I'll try this again. Okay, the red. From top to bottom, and then you take your red off and knit. Oh, no, that's the way you knit gold. I'm so sorry. See, it's been a while, and my brain is just not working today. Okay, one more time. I may edit this out, and it may be good for you to see that sometimes my brain doesn't work right. And showing someone is a lot different than actually just sitting down and doing it. Once you get the rhythm, then it's not as bad. So, gold, red, nope. Gold, up, bottom to top, red, and then unwrap. There we go. See, I just had to stop for a minute. Okay. Off. And then we're going to knit one more red, top to bottom. And then I'm going to show you one more time, since I messed that up so many times. I had myself confused, so I don't want you guys to be confused. Alright. Through the back. And the gold goes bottom to the top of the needle. The red goes top to bottom. The gold unwinds, and there's your stitch. Ta-da! See? Finally! Brain is working again. Must have coffee. Alright, go back to the gold. The gold I know better. Over the top, pull your stitch off. In through the back, over the top, pull your stitch off. See, that's better. The other hand is better. Okay, now we're going to wrap your red on the gold. So you wrap the red in the same direction, and then the gold, and then unwrap your red, and that catches your float. This side is a little bit easier, and you're just doing the last two gold stitches. Oh! See, I'm having such a day with these great big stiff needles. I think it's sort of funny. Wrap from top to bottom and off, and snug up your tail there. Alright, let's try the red one more time. I'm going to have to do something about this lighting, because it's really fuzzy. I know it's not good. I'll have to get another camera. Sorry, everybody. We're red stitch now. from the top to bottom and over. That's your one stitch. I hope you guys can see this. Top to bottom and off. Okay. Now, this is how you wrap for your red color when you're wrapping the gold, the one in your left hand. You go from the bottom to the top. The red goes from the top to the bottom, and then unwind your gold and slide that off. Top to bottom, that orients your stitches in the correct direction. Top to bottom. Okay, so that's left-handed knitting, and you're making little squares. So I know this has been long and really awkward to watch. I will get another camera or try my phone and see if we can possibly make a better video, and I will replace this one. But for now, if you get anything and you can practice out of this, then great. If you can't, I apologize ahead of time because this has been really bad and really funny. You can see me mess up on video, so yay me. Everybody messes up. It's good for you to say that you're not the only one in the world that messes up their knitting. I've been knitting for 30-something years, and sometimes my brain goes in neutral as well. So, no rocking the little camera. Okay, so if you want me to try it again until I can get to town and get another camera, then just send me a message and I will try one more time. But I'm going to put this up for those that I promised. And we shall see if you get anything out of this or not. And if I understand if you want to give me a thumbs down, because I probably would too. This was pretty bad. But I hope you can get enough out of it to practice. And then we'll go from there. Thank you for watching.